Alright guys, today we are going to do a yard machine 20-inch lawnmower carburetor. It's a 300E Briggs & Stratton motor on it. Model is 11a-02bt279. It's the model number on this. Alright, so any of the parts we use will be in the description below. I'll put air filter in the description below. This guy gonna need one. Hopefully I got one. Carburetor, if it needs a whole new carburetor, I'll put one in it if you're, because sometimes it does. These are actually not bad to clean out though. Usually you don't have to buy a new one, but I'll put a link in the description. And then I use an acid to clean this out. It's 24 karat testing solution. That'll be in the description as well. All right, first things first, air filter is off. Hold on. Then we have two 8mm bolts, one here and one here. Take those off. Got the 8mm on our ratchet. We're going to get to this guy because you got to be able to get to the top side of the carburetor. You don't have to. I mean, it's just easier this way. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 more 8mm, and this will just lift right up off. And you know, just going to get this up out of the way. You got two 7mm. You got one here and one here. Take those off. This will come right off. You just got this tube in the back. This will come right off, no problem. Get it out of the way. All right, now we got to get this hose clamp off. Any pair of pliers will do. Just give it a little squeeze. Use the square nose ones. It's just this one I can show you. I mean, squeezing it a little bit better. Squeeze it, pull it right off. Give the hose a little twist to break it free of the carburetor, and then you can pull it off. But we're going to want to have a container to drain your gas in. An empty water bottle to be able to check the gas. Obviously, when you shake the water off, there's a little bit of droplets. So if you get a single drop of water in there, it's probably from the droplets. If you get a bunch of water, it'll separate and the water will sink to the bottom. This gas is actually looking good. Most gas is very, yellow when it gets old, or it'll be a bunch of water on the bottom, or it even gets swirly looking. That means the water will settle eventually. With this, you can always set it to the side and look at it later and see if any of the water settled to the bottom. But yeah, this gas is looking fine. Right, so the carburetor will pull straight out, and then it's an S turn on that throttle arm. You'll just turn it like this, pop it off, boom. All right, we're gonna blow that off with air, or you can use a can of carb cleaner. Just get all the dirt off the outside before we open it up. 7mm bolts, take them out. So now I'm going to hold this carburetor in one hand, and with the other hand I'm going to kind of wiggle and force this in between here. Once I get it between that crack, it'll twist and it'll pop that bowl right off. Alright. I'm going to get the same thing with this pin here. I'm just going to get the flathead screwdriver up underneath it and give it a little twist. On this side and this side, pop that pin out both clips. Alright, and then the whole thing will lift up out of there, needle valve and everything. Just be careful because that pin will slip out, the needle valve will fall out, don't lose anything. Alright, now this is going to be your problem here. This is the main jet right here. That's going to be what's stopping you from running. That's always the issue on these things, that right there. So we're going to get our flathead screwdriver up between that black and the black of the carburetor and the white. We'll shove it right in there and give it a twist so it'll pop it out. So we're going to pull this all the way out. You can see inside there it's clogged. It's supposed to be open. Yeah, obviously I'm rubbing dirt on it from my hands and whatnot, but that's the issue right there. Acid is the cure. This is 14 karat gold testing solution. I'll put this in the description below. This is an acid. It will burn your skin. It will burn your eyes. Wear safety goggles. Wear vinyl gloves. If you get it on you, don't worry. It'll dilute in water and be gone. Just rinse with water. Not a big deal. Alright. Put a couple of drops in that main jet there. Or if it bubbles over like that, it's because it's not sinking in. You only do one. You know, we're going to just slowly kind of let it simmer. Well, that's cooking. We're going to go ahead, set it up right like this. And then we're going to do a couple drops in this one. And then a couple drops in this one here. It'll get behind it into the back of the jet. And just let it sit there and simmer. If you look close, you can see it got dark there. It's where the acid's in the back, boiling from the back. See it starting to get a little vicious in there. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead, can of carb cleaner with a straw on it, or a brake cleaner. I'm going to go ahead and gently rinse this out. Just to get the acid out of it. And then we can go with a good hard squirt. It's hard to do with one hand, but full blast right in this side here. I'm gonna have to hold it with both hands, but full blast through here, through here, through here. If you get the carb cleaner or brake cleaner in your eyes, it's gonna burn like crazy. You're gonna think your eyes are melting out of your head. It's okay, nothing's happening. As it evaporates off, it hurts like hell. Just hold your eyes open. The pain will go away in about 30 seconds. All right, I'm gonna go through this thing, just give it a good hard squirt. Got the jet cleared, but I'm not completely happy with it because it took a bit to get it to clear. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit everything one more time, just to make sure that it's nice and open. Do not use any kind of acid, only use the 14 karat. I've burnt jets right out of carbs, and I've done it. I did it to expensive carbs, like $200 generator carbs. Not freaking cool at all. I've tried a lot of different acids. I've tried making my own. This is the one that works. It's the best one. All right, so we'll let that simmer for a second, then we'll rinse it all out again. Rinse everything off, make sure everything's good and clean, dirt-free. Pay particular close attention to this, make sure that this is blown through. And then there's a little white piece in there. You see that white piece there? Make sure that doesn't move. This tip right here is what holds it in place. So be very careful not to drop that out. See, it's right there. Just be very careful not to drop that off. If it falls out, you got to get it back in there before you put this in, with the one hole pointed straight up towards it, towards this jet. You got to have that in there. If you do not have that in there, it just won't pull the fuel. It just doesn't do it. So, and then this goes in with the jet facing the red rubber seal. You get it all the way in there and just push it down until you feel it click into place. Until it's all the way down in at least. Alright, needle valve is going to go right back in the float. Float and needle valve are going to go in the carburetor. You're going to get the needle valve right down into fuel inlet. Oh, I just see it just fell out. You can't let it fall out. It's easier to do this when you got, you know, two hands too. There's that whole deal. See if I can do this where you can see it. Just like that. Then the pin is going to go through the float. This is so much fun with one hand. Like that. Get it on nice and level, nice even. And then you're going to push down. You'll hear two clicks where it clicks into each side. And then the float's nice and level. If you blow through this hole like this, it shouldn't let any air through. If you lift the float up, it should let air through. Alright, now I'm going to give this a good rinse because my hands are dirty and a lot of dirt and grime in there. Let's get that all out. Alright, now the float, or the bowl, rinse it out real good. It's got that indentation that goes over top of this. You see this is kind of off center, it's to this side, so you make sure that that indentation is to this side. It's the only way that this bowl will fit on. Get all the bolts lined up, and then it's the two long 7mm bolts. The other 7mm are short. This is the two long ones. Put them on, screw them in. Now that I got that jet in there and everything, that white piece will not fall out now. Jet holds it, or that little venturi in place right there. Get the throttle arm back in position first. I'm going to pull it over. I'll try doing this with one hand. Get this in this direction here. Where are you? There you go. Like that. And then twist. Boom. It's in place. Oh, shoot. Nope. Take that right back off. Look at this. This is something that's common. The O-ring and the seat right here came out of the carburetor. They should be in the carburetor. So if it does, you just put the O-ring in first. And then this is the keeper. Boom, clicks in place. Perfect. Now, get that in. Sorry. Get that into place. Twist. It's there. Line this white nipple up with that groove. And all the way back till this sits into place. I've had these white nipples break off. Don't worry, it's just a vent. It can be missing, not a big deal. All right, before we hook this gas tank up, I'm going to blow everything out with air to make sure that there is no debris inside. See the screen in there? You can see the dirt all over. Can't see, it's not focusing. You can see the debris in there. Basically, the screen inside this tank is your built-in fuel filter. So we're just going to go ahead and blow it all out. Very nice and clean in there now. Got all that debris out. Boom. Alright, now you can put your fuel line back on like this. Boom, it's in there. Grab the fuel clamp. Put it back on like that. Good time to put gas in your tank to make sure that it's not leaking. So we're going to go ahead and put gas in the tank. Now, if you don't have an air hose to clean out the tank, it slides straight up out of here. See this? Slides, just comes right up out of there. You can take it out, put a little splash of gas in there, swish it around, and dump it out, and then dry it out that way. A little gas in there, and she's not leaking. It would kind of dribble out this, this area here, and it's not, so we're good. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and put the cover on. It'll go kind of behind that thing, and it's got these two pins on each side that will go in these holes right here. So just pins in those holes. You'll feel it kind of lay down in once it gets in the right spot. Dear Lord, there it is. And tighten this hose on. I'll kind of hold it there for you. Then you got two 8mm. You got one here and one here. Actually, you know what? Do 7s because we got the 7 on the ratchet still. So 7s. You got one here and one right here. Then we're going to go with the 8mm. You got 8mm here, 8mm here. these two guys. I didn't have any new filters, but no big deal. We just throw it on the floor. Just a little gasoline, get it to ring out here, and it'll be nice and clean and dry. You just put this in the sun, and it'll dry out on its own. Or if you got air, a little air will make it even cleaner. So I'm going to blow it out with air. There we go. That nice black freaking foam filter is nice and clean again. No big deal. Getting shoved back in the air box here. Boom. And then there's the air filter cover. Get it popped in on top. Perfect. Now the recoil will go right on top of here. Sit in there tight, and then there's 3 bolts with the shafts on them, 8mm bolts with the shafts on them. Pop them back in. All right, 8mm, tighten them all down. All right, fires up first pull. Prime it only 3 times. His handle's all the way down there. It's the only other thing I would do on this thing is loosen this up, pull that handle up into it. It goes up there, and just tighten it down. You know, little things. Alright, that just makes it easier to pull from. Alright guys, this helped you out in any way, shape, or form. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I'll put this acid, the air filter, the carburetor in the description below. If you want to do any advertising through my channel, message me. I'll be more than happy to have you. Peace.